if you've been watching the Olympic swimming, you will have no doubt seen Ariarne Titmus's 200 and 400 freestyle. And the emotion that you see on her coach and on her face after the event in the medal presentation, you know that there's been a lot that's gone into achieving that gold medal. And there's some footage that I want to show you. There's some videos I want to show you that have been filmed about 12 months ago and some a little bit more recently of Ariarne at training with her coach, Dean Boxall. And there's some footage I want to show you because I think it's really interesting. I love the way that her coach, Dean, coaches. And there's 2 videos that I want to show you that really just gives a lot of context to the reaction that you will have no doubt seen in that 400 freestyle when she just tipped out Ledecky for the win. So let's have a look at the coaching footage to begin with.
You've got to go into uncharted territory here. You have to take yourself now. That place you always go to, that dark place, that room where the lights are off and it's cold and it's miserable. Yeah? Well, you feed on it. You're there by yourself. I'll be there with you. I think she'll be about 1:30 here. No, she won't be. She'll be quicker. 1:28.7. Great job, Arnie. You're going to take the dog out for a walk. Arnie, this has been crack over 26.5, yeah? You've been a little bit cute too, that 50. It's Arnie, you got to wake it up. Because when this suit's on, it's like wearing the bat suit. You don't see Batman going sitting around a cafe drinking coffee. When he puts the bat suit on, he's here for business. Making the Olympic team is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Being an Olympian is unbelievable. I told you guys we had 8 mains and this is your last main before we go and taper. You've done this set before, but what I want to see is this first 35. I want to see the intent. It's got to be first 50 for you guys. It's got to be max.
So what I love about that is that swimming is a brutal sport. The training that's involved, the effort, the amount of sessions you've got to do, it is a brutal sport to do. And you've really got to push your body to its extremes to be able to compete at the highest level. And so if you've got a coach, you've got someone there who you're seeing for perhaps 15 to 20 hours a week, you want to have a good relationship. And if you can have a bit of fun along the way, where cracking jokes, having fun, and maybe giving you a little bit of crap along the way as well, which is all in good, in a bit of a jest, then that can make a big difference with going through those harder times. So I love that footage. Now, the 2 videos here that I want to show you, I think will provide you with the context to understand the emotional reaction after the race and during the medal ceremony that we saw in that in those swims. So let's have a look at the first one.
We want to achieve something bigger than a Commonwealth record. I think they're great stepping stones, and I know it's a pretty special thing to do, but we still have other things we want to achieve.
Probably the most important thing is to keep that will to win. It's the belief that you actually are #1 in the world.
So how good is that? That was filmed about 12 months ago, and she was looking like a really good shot at perhaps winning the gold at the Olympics. And you can see that they know, like, they're obviously going for, well, perhaps a world record, but absolutely that gold medal at the Olympics, which I would imagine that's what they're referring to. So that you can see they've probably been aiming for a long time, and every session has been about training in a way to be able to hit the times, hit the pace, and come home in the way that she did in that event. Now, this is a really great snapshot, this one right here, of what we saw. So in the 400 freestyle, she basically came from behind 300 meters. She was just behind Ledecky, and at the 300 meter turn, touched almost with her, and then she overcame her in the last 100. So have a look at this footage here. This is awesome.
I want you to picture this like the last 100, where you're in it, you're right there, you put the pressure on, you ask the question, and now comes the answer. You've asked the question, what is the answer? 5, now come on Arnie, come on Arnie, come on Arnie, come on Arnie, 2!
Tried to make a bit of a move, Ledecky. Got to about 3/4 of a body length in front, and then Arnie pegged her back. The world champion Ariarne Titmus, from Tasmania to Queensland to the Olympic final in Tokyo. It's about half a body length, and this looks good for the Australian.
This does look good. She's made up some ground in this last 50, or at least it looks like that.
Just outside world record pace. 0.66 of a second behind. So what does Ledecky do here? Does she go for it? Does she keep something in reserve for the sprint at the end? 250 down, 150 to go. Arnie's right there. Lane 3 for Titmus.
And they're going at exactly the same pace. It's who picks up. Look, we now see that Arnie's actually going slightly faster, only ever so slightly. Coming into this last 100 metres, it's getting tighter. This is where Arnie has to turn it on.
And an excellent turn from Titmus.
She needs to set herself up for this last 50 metres, which means she needs to be...
I love this bit here where he looks down and he's like, all right, this is what we've been training for. This is what the last couple of years have led up to. And they've got their race plan. They know they've got to bring it home the last 100. And this look here is just like, all right, this is what everything is built up to.
Going into it and extending her stroke, lengthening it out, putting in more speed so she can come off the wall quickly and deliver a great final last 50 metres. Come on, Arnie.
Goes. She's right up on the shoulder of the great American now. 20 gold medals at Olympic and World Championship level. Now nothing between them. 350
She's in front
now.
for the first time.
50 to go.
This is going to be a sprint now. What can Arnie bring out here?
This is what they've waited for. Here we go. The sprint to the end. Can she be beaten? Katie Ledecky, the defending champion, the world record holder. Ariarne Titmus in front. Match race down to the end. Stroke for stroke. She's in front. Arnie Titmus. Ariarne gets in front. To become a legend, you have to beat a legend. And that's what we've seen. Australia win gold. Ariarne Titmus. Confirmation. A coronation. We can start the celebration for Australia. Arnie gets...
So you can see the reaction, which is going viral around the world, which is awesome. But you can also see a bit of context and a bit of build up to that moment and a small, very small slice of what actually has gone into it with their training. So I just wanted to show you those videos because I thought they were great. They were posted on the Australian Dolphins Swim Team Facebook page. And I saw those a couple of months ago and thought, okay, that's awesome. And then to see it all come together is amazing, especially as an Australian. I think here in Australia, I'd say 90% of the people have probably seen this race and have, she's one of the new national heroes. So awesome to see. And we did break down her technique. We had a look at her freestyle stroke in another video, which I'll put a link in below. So yeah, just want to show you this and I hope you enjoyed it.
Met her in youth camp in 2015. I had her in one of my groups. I saw the potential in her then.
I remember so clearly he did this speech to us and I remember this guy is nuts.
You're climbing Everest, 8 kilometres up and you need oxygen and all of a sudden I give you oxygen, your nature's soup. One round. Arnie, focus. This is a very important session for you and I. 2.
I think Dean is the most proudest person on the swim team.